Spiller and Groovejet on BBC Radio Somerset. Play you some Madonna soon. Also, you'll hear how Ascension Day's been marked by a school in Cheddar.
BBC Radio Somerset.
It is Ascension Day today, traditionally celebrated the 40th day after Easter Sunday, that commemorates Jesus Christ's ascension into heaven, according to Christian belief. And Kings of Wessex, a senior school in Cheddar, has for nearly a century had an Ascension Day tradition of pupils climbing to the top of the church tower in Cheddar and singing the Ascension hymn to help them celebrate their moving on to pastures new. Think places like university, colleges, things like that. It's been slightly different today for obvious reasons, but there was a trumpet. And Sam Kail-Dyke is from the school.
Here at the Kings of Wessex in Cheddar, it's been a tradition since 1883 that on Ascension Day, the children of the school go to the local St Andrew's Church and climb up the tower all the way to the top and sing the traditional Ascension hymn out to the village that surrounds them. And this was introduced by a head teacher of the school many, many years ago, and is something that we're very proud still to continue even to this day. And even though lockdown has obviously meant that schools are shut, all but key workers, and we're having to find new ways of working very differently, we're really pleased that we've been able to find a way to keep this tradition going, because I think it represents such an important rite of passage for our students, those going on and indeed ascending to things like higher education and work and apprenticeships. It's something that all of our students definitely look forward to, and it's a great shame they haven't been able to do it in the traditional way this year. So we're really pleased to be able to be carrying that on.
It is a lovely idea. So obviously the next question has to be, what did you do to accommodate it this year? Because things are so very different.
They are indeed very different. So we couldn't actually get into the church, unfortunately, this morning because of the lockdown rules, meaning only one person's allowed in the church at the moment. So we couldn't climb the tower, unfortunately. However, we had myself, Trust Project Officer at the Wessex Learning Trust, who also plays the trumpet, going over to the church alongside our head teacher and chief executive, Gavin Ball, and the local Reverend Stuart Burns, as well as a couple of other senior members of staff from the school. And we stood around the base of the church tower, sort of as close as we could get, 2 meters apart, obviously. And we had a short service introduced by the head teacher, and followed by a prayer and a blessing and a reading from the Reverend and the school chaplain. And then we sang the traditional Ascension Day hymn, accompanied by myself on the trumpet, because normally we would see students from the school going up there as a brass band to play, but obviously we could only have the single instrument today for various reasons.
I would imagine, though, it was equally emotional for having less of you than when it's a full service.
Absolutely. Well, it felt very poignant to obviously be doing this in the absence of all our students who would so normally look forward to coming along and sharing in this experience. And obviously we're very sad that we can't have our children and our students here to share in these things and to just be normal. Unfortunately, we're running on a skeleton staff in school with a handful of children of key workers in, and everyone else is working from home. But we're hoping this will make up for the fact that, in some way at least, that they've missed out on this. And we videoed the whole thing, and we're going to be putting it up on our YouTube and social media so that students can catch up and at least play their part in it, even if it is remotely.
That's Sam Kail-Dyke from the Kings of Wessex School in Cheddar.